Hi, hello everyone. Welcome. Today I am going to talk about one of a very critical component, an interesting component of project management. You know, projects are complex in nature generally, and it's difficult to navigate it, and they are driven by many things like the environment, like the culture of the society, like by the stakeholders. So, when all this complexity and constraints are there to manage a project, you require something which should guide you or navigate you and have a smooth sailing while managing a project. And that is called the project management plan. Friend, I have few slides for you where you will understand and also appreciate what is the requirement of a project management plan, how it is developed, who develops it, and what point of the project it is developed. So friends, let's go to my laptop screen, and I request all of you to watch the video till the end and understand the concept of project management plan. How does it look like? Is it the schedule? So we'll get the clearer view of all this on those slides. So let's go and watch those slides. So here it is, friend, project management plan. It is basically an overview sort of thing. I will cover this in few slides. Project management plan is the document that describes how the project will be executed, monitored, and controlled. It integrates and consolidates all of the subsidiary plans and baselines. That means whatever project knowledge areas we have, like risk management, quality management, or say procurement management, and HR management. So all this will have a subsidiary plan, and this subsidiary plan will be the content of the project management plan if it is a complex project, as I told you in my introductory address. And also the baseline. Baselines are the timeline of the milestones or the start and the end of the project, covering all the milestones, which are initially set by the project stakeholders or by the project team. So friend, before going too deep into the project management plan, somebody has said, it is rightly said, if you don't plan, it doesn't work. And if you plan, it doesn't work either. So well then, why should we plan? It's really an interesting or million-dollar question. We'll have those answers. Why it is required, the project management plan is so important for the projects. So basically, project plan is a guide to the project from initiation to closing. That is a roadmap. This will give the guide how to move in the project. It documents the basic requirements, assumptions, and constraints of the project. It's clearly have everything. The requirements of the customer, your assumption of the project team while estimating, and also the constraints you are going to face in the project. It establishes project baselines, as I told you, for project measurements and control, because that is essential. The baselines, against the baseline you are going to compare your project progress, and the variances will come which will tell you what is your health of your project, how good you are doing, or what is your progress. It outlines the project subsidiary plans covering all knowledge areas. There are 10 knowledge areas, so you have those subsidiary plan for this, basically how to communicate, how to do risk management, how to do procurement, and all this. And also it documents the decision regarding the alternative choices, identified risk, and its mitigation and contingency plan to cover up for those risks. So that means what comes out here is basically the project management plan is such a document which is so essential for the project. Now coming back to how to develop a project management plan. So basically it is the process of defining, preparing, and coordinating all subsidiary plans, as I told you, I have been telling you, and integrating them into a comprehensive plan, where you organize all of the information about your projects into one place, Basically, this is, something, it is something like a Bible or something, a document. So everyone knows exactly what needs to happen when they do the project works, no matter what their jobs are. That means it is so clear with this idea here that what you need to do when you are going to develop a project management plan. So basically, when you prepare a project management plan, you have some inputs to start with, and also the tools and techniques what you are going to follow to prepare this plan. So just see here, the inputs are organizational process assets, the project charter, this is the first document which you make for the project, the process assets. Coming here, you have the output of planning processes, that is those subsidiary plan, those 10 knowledge areas, and also the environmental factor I'm talking about. So all this when get inside as an input, then comes up your expert judgment as the tools, how good you are making it, and also the facilitation techniques, that is called the brainstorming and all those techniques. It is a group of work of many people, the entire project team. So these are the input and the tools and techniques which you require to develop a project management plan. Next, how does it look like? If you see the layout of the plan, it has some general section, it has also the other sections, and also very importantly, it has also how to section, which talks about the project lifespan, what should be the project's timeline, procurement strategy, and also the value improving processes. They are in part of the general sections. And when you come to the how to sections, it has got how to define, how to manage, how to control, how to get ready for operations, how to close, and also the other section will cover those organizational environmental factors. Now, how to define. Under this come the scope, time and cost, how it is to be defined, the quality, safety and environment, the human resource and the communication. Those are all the knowledge areas, and also the risk and the procurement, and also the assumption you are doing or the consideration you are taking while estimating things, whether it is budget, whether it is timeline or the scope. So coming to next is how to manage. Means how to manage is managing and directing the work and the change management. This is critical because as you move in the project, there will be changes to your scope, there will be changes to your finance requirement, and how you are going to manage it, change management. Next come is how to control. This is again critical. So under how to control, you are going to have your performance management. Once you know your performance, how you are performing, then only you will be able to see the drawbacks or see the slippages in the projects, and accordingly you can control it. Have remedial measures to control it, and also the change management, because if you have changes, then you have to have a that control, because everything is not ideal always. There will be changes and you have to control it. And the replanning. Replanning is a process of control, because the initial plan is not working, you are going for the replanning. Next comes is how to get ready for operations. This is basically for the construction projects, because how we are going to preparing to hand over, preparing for the initial operations, and then preparing for the permanent operations with the customer, how support you are going to give to the customer. So these all will cover under the project management plan, under this how to get ready for operations. Next come is how to close. This is also essential because projects once started means it has to close. So therefore, under this how to close, there is project reconciliation. That means if there is a change of scope, there is a change of requirement, then the budget will change. So finally you are going to reconcile the whole thing. Then also, of course, an important lesson learned document which you are going to prepare for your project, which will help you for others doing similar projects in future. And also the project closeout report, which is mandatory for any projects to have the closeout report to give the understanding of what went well and what didn't go well, or what was the total history of the project. Then come the project success measurements. This is again, going back to like something like lesson learned. Were you success in this project? So how did you measure it? And all that will come in the closing stages. So what is the takeaway of this session is basically when you prepare a project management plan, so your project management must be engaging and organized and thorough enough to gain the support of your stakeholders, because they are the people who are going to support you. They are the people those are going to work with you or can impact your projects. So your project plan must engage them. It should have the attribute of engaging your stakeholders in a well-defined manner. And also it formalizes the project lifespan, stages, deliverables, what you are going to deliver to the projects and what stage, and other key management requirements. And thirdly, it is usually the first thing the stakeholder will read, and it should act like a clip note version. It is basically the clip note version is something which give you the entire requirement or entire thing about the project and the whole plan of going forward. So friends, this is all about project management plan. But keep in one thing in mind, that the project management processes and methodologies is not something which one size fits all. In that scenario, you need to tailor make your project management plan which fits to the requirement of the project. Because if you start making the project management plan voluminous, which is not required because you are dealing with small or simple project, then probably it will not help the cause. So therefore, if you are managing, it's fine. If you are managing a complex project, you may have to go preparing all those subsidiary plan, which is the content of this project management plan. But in the case of a simple project, you can manage it and tailor make to your requirement. That's important. So as always, subscribe to the channel, press the like button, share this video with your friends, and also don't forget to press the bell icon so that you get the notification of the next video. So until next time, goodbye and thanks for watching. Thanks.